Hello, my good friends. How are you doing? Yeah, Auntie Watoto amerudi, Auntie Nelly amerudi. I am here to talk about our children, especially as immigrants when we come here to US and how you bring up your children. I want to say one, I am not talking about these kids because I am so much experienced than some of you, or I have known how to bring up my kids. No, I need a lot of help too. That's why I'm raising this. Yeah, because I know you are there and I know you have something you can tip to me and tell me, do this and do this, and I'm ready to listen and I'm ready to read your comments. And I just request you please subscribe and write good comments that can help us to motivate each other. Today, I want to raise a very sensitive topic about when we come to US or immigrants, how they come to US and how we bring up we raise our children in a foreign country. And I want to start to say this, that all of us, we have our different experiences of raising our children, and all these experiences are right. There's no way you can be told, or I can come here and tell you that the way you raise your children is wrong. Why am I saying this? Because you only give to your children what you have or what was given to you by your parents. Ndũngĩhe mwana waku kĩrĩa ũtarĩ nakĩo. That's a fact. You give your children what you have. If you have love, you give your children love. If you have hatred, you give your children hatred. If you have peace, you give your children peace. So I want to start by saying every way of parenting is right. It's only that here and there, we need to fix more things, all of us, and maybe help each other in the comments. And in the process, we are going to help each other. I want to say there's something we call Kacha shock when we come to US or when you go to in a foreign country and you have your children, you have something we call Kacha shock. Yeah, odia furori wene kindu kia mbere gikumakagia ni culture ya kou na mitugo ya kou na maundu maria marekwo kou. So every time we go or you go to a foreign country, not necessarily US, any country, even those who are in UK, those who are in Canada, all those countries, and you have come from your own country, you have something we call culture shock. Sometimes you tend to think that culture shock only get children. No, it also get to parents, because when you come to a foreign country, whatever you was doing in your own country, let's say you was maybe even a teacher, you was a driver, you was a nurse, whatever. When you let me specify US, but even if you are listening this and you're in a different country, I want to put yourself in the shoe and in bracket put your country there. When we come to a foreign country, we have what we call culture shock. All of us, we have culture shock. Tondu ukaga bururi ugakora kiria kirario ti kiria urariaga, wira urarutaga na kuria tiguo uraruta, ile job ulikuwa unafanya nyumbani unakuta ni tofauti. Everything is different, and that one is culture shock. Everybody, this one strike everybody, the kids and the parents. Now it comes now to raising our children in a foreign country. When we come to raise our children in a foreign country, it is not easy. One, you come to a foreign country, let me just specify US. When you come or you go to US, you find that already you have lost your job. You have lost your status, whatever you was doing back home. Zero. When you come here, you start zero. And that is one of the reasons why I want to say that culture shock with the parents, that is what we give to our children. So when we come to this to a foreign country and we have a culture shock, most of the times that is what we had over to our children. It may be positively or negatively, because when you go to a foreign country, there are good things that are good or maybe better that you are not getting in your home country. But don't forget that the way we adults we take life is different from children. When we adults immigrate to, let's say, like US, when you migrate to US, I believe everybody or many people feel, oh, I want to go to US, I want a different lifestyle, I want to be driving a car, I want to be living in a big house. But you forget that your children mission is not that. Children are not in that category of big houses and cars. That is your own story. So immediately you bring your children here and they disconnect with those friends they were schooling with those family members they knew, uncle, aunties, grandmother, grandfather. It is a real shock to our children. Now come to even the lifestyle. When immigrants, let's say, connect children to the school in US, you know this happens to everybody. You take your children to a American school, something they have is shock, because everybody will not even be understanding what they are saying. You know, you grown-ups, even at work, sometimes you say something, okay, what are you saying? We forget that the same to our children, that they go to school and the same shock that is getting you at work get to them. So at the beginning, our children are a little depressed. And we as parents or as adults, we have to be there for our children. We have to back up our children. We have to raise the esteem of our children. Now, why am I saying this? Because when we come or people go to immigrate, let's say US, people come to US, let's say you are boy or you are girl go to school, you know there's that shock of even color. Maybe you take your child in a white school. She's the only black child or they are very few. So she feel like she's not comfortable because already she's remembering, she's remembering the friends she or he left in Africa. So what do we do as parents? We have to back up our children. We have to find means and ways to raise the esteem of our children. How do we do this? We can try and connect our children to things that they liked when they were in Africa. Let's say that maybe your child loved soccer or loved balls or loved running or loved any type of athletic. So what you do, you have to make sure you as a parent, you are availing yourself at the back of your child from the time they are young and try to motivate them so that they can try to erase the shock. Because you as an adult, you can easily maybe erase the Kacha shock, maybe because you are getting salary, all these things. But with our children, it is different. So to them, they are trying to go through this alone. Now the danger comes here. When we adults or parents, we immigrate, let's say to this country, US, and then you are here and you are now starting your job. Why are you doing the job? Because you have to pay the bills. In Africa, you was not paying these bills. Now you come here and you are paying the bills. So you tend now to prioritize. You say now, what will come first? Is it my kids? Is it my husband? Is it my job? Is it my bills? Is it? So you try now to put things in order. Namaita maige many times. And I'm sorry to say this. When we adults or parents come to US, we tend to prioritize our jobs. Why? Because we want to keep record, good name to those people we left in Africa. We want them to see we are living in a small heaven, big cars, big house, all these big things. But it is always good to let even those people who are in Africa, let them know your reality. Maybe you want to fake your lifestyle so that you can even try to tell those people who are back home how you live. And in the process of faking your life, that is where our children suffer. Why am I saying this? Tuoka forori yoyore. Kedo kiabere tuikaga. Niko edidia siana sito social media. Why do we do this? We tend to give our children social media phones, TV. You find I even visited another parent and I found the TV is in the children's bedroom. I was very shocked. Although Gemuria, why are you putting the TV in the kids' bedroom? And she said, because when I go to overtime, when I go to work, I want them to be busy. But now I want to see the danger of what we are doing. When we have wrong priorities in our lives, when we are in a foreign country, already we understand that our children are hearing from Kacha shock, and that is when they need us most. Omenye mwana wa mutoraga thake mifira. If you involve your child in these games, kind of this something you are trying to erase from the mind of the child, so that at least that Kacha shock can go away. Now, when we come to immigrants country, tokaga bururi uyu tukerigwo ginya nie de waho tukerigwo from the word go, and again we want to fake life. We want to show people this is who I am, and you are lying. You want to fake your life again. So kindu kia mbere tuoka aciari tuoka bururi wa America kana bururi uria ungithie tuiga ndeto cia Kacha shock na living standard ira tukoragwo twi nayo. We want to raise our living standard in an extent that we are costing it to our children. Why am I saying this? Nimura imagine modo wena mwana below 18 years. Every parent who have a child, I want to put this so that we can put our age bracket of our children. We can imagine those parents who have children, teenagers who are maybe 18 years, let's say 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then we have another age group of those guys, of those children who are young to the age of 12. Now, this is the age, from the age they are young to the age, at least, let's say 12 years. That is when you are trying to erase this Kacha shock from the mind of your children. How do we do this? It is always good to involve your children in the things that they love. Sometimes now, even if you don't love these things and you realize that your child like drawing, like soccer, like games, like dancing, it is a high time, like running, it's a high time. Why am I saying this? Priorities those priorities that are leading you to leave your children in the house like 16, 20 hours, trying to catch up with the high standard of life. What are you forgetting? Last time, I talked about enjoying the moment of your children. You are forgetting this, that now your child is 4 years and you start rocking that child with the television and the phones in the bedroom so that you can have comfort of going to work. What are you forgetting? That the time you do that for like 5, 6 years, your child will be a teenager. And the things he or she have learned from those social media, there's no way you are going to erase. I want to say this. No ginyato train siana sito. Now I'm not saying this because I am perfect. No, I need help. No ginyato rute siana sito. Toma domi die. How to be mwanakauta kweiga. Because sometimes you ask yourself, if you are a parent and you are working all these hours to bring life, and it's okay, I'm not saying it's wrong to work, but what I'm here to say, don't compensate that with the life of the children. Work, but remember, it's only you who can be able to raise this child. So what am I trying to say? Do not compensate your children to the high standard of your life. You are the one who is trying to live that high standard life. Maybe so that your friends can try to see, oh, I have a big house, I have a big car, I have a good dress, I have a good phone. That is the standard you are trying to keep, maybe for you and your friends. But now your child has nothing to do with this. Now, what am I trying to say? No ginyatoke raising standard ya mutorere wito. When we are raising the standard of our life, we have to remember that this is a child and the child is growing. And remember, if you don't come back and grow with your child, the time you are coming to realize, there will be no manager of your wealth. Why? tondu ni waregire kuonia mwana waku, you refuse to show your child ni wega mwana ucio amenye kwiyukiria, ni wega mwana ucio amenye gwithamba, ni wega mwana ucio amenye kwihurira nginya nguo cia thiini. I'm shocked that some parents even give their inner wears, sorry, not their inner wears, I'm sorry. Some parents give let the children wash their inner wears with a washing machine. That's something I have never done when my children were growing. Tondu rimwe ni ndacerire mucii ungi. When I visited a friend, that's long time ago, when, like, I don't know, sometimes back, ngikona mwiritu teenager areketie nguo ciake cia giko ihurwo ni cucu wao. No ndu cio gituma njuge mwana wakwa agigathie bafu. If my child go to shower, jage gukora nguo ya mihurite akanika. Let me tell you, if I get it in the washing machine, that is when they were growing. Now they are grown, they can do it. Igiamekorire thini wa washing machine, darutaga ngamikia trash bag-ini, ngathiga muigirore-ini wake. Why? Tondu kuti kurera mwana. Let your child know how to wash their inner wears. These are simple things. Let your child know how to wake up with an alarm. Niye ndire ndeta mwana. I wish my daughter was here to tell you. Ate niye ndietaga mwana athie thukuru. Na not now. When they were very, very young. And I thank my brother and my sister-in-law, Helen, because they're the ones who trained me this. Mwana ndetagwa athie thukuru. Just fix the alarm to wake up and alarm to go. Train them to be responsible. Don't do everything for them because you're not helping them. The other thing, mwana waku niagirwo ni gukorwo akimenya kiria gekira githie cukuru. I'm talking of this young from whatever age to 12 years, because the others maybe they can do it for themselves. Mwana waku niagirwo ni gukorwo akimenya atiriri ni ndakoma gekira kirucio. No ti muciari mage wira agoka gucariria mwana gwire arekira. That is not raising a child. That is making your child to be so much dependent on you. Mwana waku ni amenye gwibanga, akamenya gukira, akamenya gubanga nguo iria gekira rucio, ukamunengera safici ya nyumba, akamenya kuhingura nyumba. Ndigona gikuyu tondu ndigondo sensitive. Ukamunengera safici ya nyumba, umutraini kuhingura murango. The other thing nguga ni atiriri, those guys who have their children, let's say above 7, 8, all those years, train your children to pay the bills. Have 2 cards that you have your money in, and negera mwana waku card, thio mwire thi computer-ini, thio rihe thitima, thio rihe mai, thio rihe nyumba, andika money order, thio tware. Because now, if you don't teach your children these things, and they go beyond you now, mwana waku akinye miaka 18, 19 ni athie ni akombora nyumba, mwana waku ndoi kuriha biru, ndoi ginya value ya bia. Guys, teaching your children value of money. Munengeragio na ngoro ni igana riu mwathi Walmart. Let him, when you take stuff and put them there to pay, munengere mbeca igana riu, mwire nengera cashier. Nigetha one igana riri ginya ni riathira ginya ritira igana, nigetha amenye value ya bia, nigetha mwana ucio ginya riri agathie ikarie ndagakona problem. I want to talk about my kids a little bit, though I didn't want to involve them so much, but I want to say tips that have really helped me, though I was helped by my brother and my sister-in-law. Niye ndire ndeta mwana athie thukuru. I wish my daughter was here to tell you. I have never woken up my baby to go to school. And I'm talking this, and they came here when they were very young. Number 2, igiakorire mwana akomete ategete nguo ciake hau iria gekira rucio. Hata ikiwa ni saa 6 ya usiku, nitamuamsha afange nguo ciake iria gekira rucio. Number 3, angiatigirwo ni bathi ya thukuru, ndirigo guru thaistero ni magitwaraga. Nie ndia mutwaraga thukuru. Bathi emutige. Guys, these are things that we need to talk about. I know some of you will hate me, but it's real. Let us train them. Na buku ya Ngai ni yugaga atiriri, train your children the way, and they will never depart from it. That's the Bible. Now, where did it come? I want you to flash back a little bit. You African immigrants, when you are going to school, nini ndinageria kuririkana tutiari tha We didn't have a phone. I mean, a clock in the house. Na twathiaga cukuru thinacara ya rucini ukorwo wi kirathi. Na twawalkaga handu ha ithaa rimwe tugithie thukuru. We were walking 1 hour to school. We were carrying water, books, na muhu aria maitaga muhu kioro. Ndigona gikuyu ni mukuigua. Tugathie thukuru. Ithaa igima ukuite indo icio guo. Personally, ndakuaga nginya iria ria githigitwaraga ndiri. Wasoka oka America. Let us not babysit our children. This country, you cannot babysit kids. Let us teach them. Let us train them. The hard way fine is a hard way because that's a hard way. Tondu mwana endaga gwikomithia acereirwo akiona movie na yo githie double. Ukoima wira ukamwita, kamurugira cai, kamuoya, kamutwara kwa bathi, ni ucio wira ri. Mwana no na ndigara atwara kwa bathi nyu wa safety. No gukurigana kuria muri. Mwana no nginya umurute. Utuika responsible because you are working so much to raise your high standard of life. Ask yourself, who is going to manage all those things you are putting together? Let's say you are sick today. No ungihota ku manage icio ciaku. And mwana waku is 14 years below. Ona nduru wa munengera kadi yaku kamwira atiriri, oka riha nyumba, thio riha nyumba, go and pay in electricity in that computer. Mutionagia ciana cianyu the value of money. Kugoria mwana ucio kandikwo wira anengerwo 2,000 kana 3 ni cici ithiaga wakora nginya na tori arata makanyue kana makari tondu riri atakiwe niki kiu anengerwo. Mwana no nginya tumuonie value ya bia. If there is anything that the child can do in the house and you give a tip like vacuuming the house, let him give that $1, let him keep it there. Then agwetia karamu mwire thiwo $1 yaku thi ukagure karamu niki nigetha amenye besa ni inogagirwo nigetha mwana ucio tumutrain. I think in Africa we can babysit kids because life there is not complicated, but in this country babysit your child and one day you ask yourself what you did to yourself. Limwe nikule types of parenting. We have different types of parenting. I'm not talking about that right now, but we know very well tiga ku babysit mwana waku aturaimira wira ukamwita kamurugira cai. You come from work, you cook breakfast for your child, you call him to go to school. Ni mwana nginya wa miaka 10, somebody 10 year old, wake up, go to school. Okoya nginya ni atigirwo ni bathi na atigirwo ni bathi ena thimu agire magurire ciana ciao thimu, ena thimu, ena thaa maikoro wibu-ini, ena aramu, na ni atigwo ni bathi. Muciari uma overtime kana uma wira ri. I want to show you how we babysit our children. Okoya ngari ugatwara mwana ucio cukuru. Niki kugiria rucio gacerwo ni thukuru? I'm asking. Tomorrow your child will be late for school. Why? Ukimutwarire na ngari yaku. Let me tell you. Niye mwana wakwa ndiga na gikuyu ndiga ikorwo hanyanjie gukorwo ndoru ndirakiugo ndo sensitive. Uria ndi marerete na niguo ndonirio ni ria ndokire US. Mwana wakwa angiatigirwo ni ngari ta uria witagwo mwanake wakwa toro ni ari githayo hanini gia gukira na ringi ni guthaya gukira. Nie ndari no ndo mwetu. My policy was only one. Ni utigirwo ni ngari omo ni ndirikana ga scenario gekikire. Mom can remember. I came from work. I used to work night shift. Ni ndietaga mwana thi thukuru, but I made sure the alarm is well set. Alarm ya gukira na ya kuma. Hindi onogete ni kuruta wira turutaga wira muritu muno wa kwambata ngathi. Ori ndakinya nyumba ri ngeigira gitini nyambe hihie. Ngona mundu imite na thiini. Thehigire irorete cia rucini. Mom, can you take me to school? By then he was like 10 years. Ni kana 12 years. By then he was like 12 years. Ni ndamurorire oguo, ndiarithie tondu ndingiaria hindi iyo tondu ti wega. Ngithie bafu ngithamba ngikoma. Ngimura ngiukira, ngore uthambitie indo iria. Ngore vacuumite nyumba na TV ndukahutie remote the whole day and go to your books. Let me tell you guys, my mom was in the house by then. Mami agitaga oriri, "Oi, andu mekuga atia ukirotware mwana thukuru?" Ngimwira, "Rukia mom, if I am not going to do this every day, undu itekuhota gutura njikaga ni ndikwambiriria because I'm going to put myself into the trap. Reke aikare guku nigetha rucio akahota gukira. Let me tell you guys. Ndari atigwo ni ngari ringi. Till now he is now a big grown man. Ndari atigwo ni ngari ringi. Aceritigagai kwiguguma muno. Don't carry the whole thing for yourself, because let us teach them to be responsible. Our children are very responsible. Our children can do it. Ati mwana wako araima bafu na ni mwana wa muiretu akarehe guo ina giko macini-ini ya thiini. Na ni urona we muciari. Na ni urona ni mwana munini ringi ni gukura arakura. Akoro ni teenager ni wega. Ta riu akoro ni aya akwa ni makimenyire kuhura mari anini. Riu thaicio na magikia macini ritindagirira. Ona tungithii Africa turari nao. They can be able to wash. Gutiri undu matangihota kwikira kuruga. Let me come to cooking. You parents, mutwaraga ciana cianyu o hingo ikare na nja. Tete no kire America. Ndungirihe mwana ngima ndoire rugagwo. Nyeni ndoe gukera. Ona ndoe kutherukia mboco. Mugure wakwa ndengwa aramenyire gutherukia last week. Ti gutherukia gukaranga. Gutherukia ni aroi. No gukaranga ndaroi. Aronagio last week. Ni wega mwana waku amenye kuruga. Let them know how to cook. Why? Not all the time they are going to have this money. Not all the time. Teach them to budget their money. Na nikio ndiriga makanogera mbeca nigetha riri. Avacuum nyumba wa mune $2 mbeca icio ndangi misuse. Nikuhota kuiga akuhoya sati mwire thi ukagure na riri na mbeca iria ndirakuheire. Teach them how to manage their money. Teach them to manage your card. Munengere card yo yaku korwo wina card igiri. Tua mbeca ciaku separate. Munengagire gunjugire kiambiriria. Athi arihe biro. Kuruga. I want to tell you a scenario, then I conclude, because I think it's enough time for this. It's too much to talk about it, but I didn't want to do this too much. One time I realized I'm coming from work, and I'm talking when these guys were young a little bit. Daima wera ri goka nogete, gakora no TV marona moigirire maguru iguru. Ningi ni weekend. Ngaiga unona atumia aticiari ya Kenya. Ngauga oi mwana wakwa ndari na gia ciana ciakwa iti na gia ona ndingenogoka gatengera riko ngaruga ngima ngaruga nyeni ngaruga kanyama ngarehe metha-ini. Rimwe ni ndakirire ngiuria, what am I doing to myself? Tondu andu aya ni anene and they cannot cook. So what I did, my son can witness this and my daughter, I said I will make sure tondu ni ndirakigura indo, my house have nothing like a snack to eat. But I made an effort. Ngigura mboga igiri na mutu wa ngima na mucere na tukarati na tunyanya tuka shopping kanini. Ngimeki sure hindi yo ndirenda ku behave uguo ndi ma train. Twindo tu twikuo. Ngicoka nie wangu ingithie ngiria na nja ngimenya riu nie hani ho ru githomo kiri. Ngicoka ngiuma wira ngiuka. They were watching TV. I came and I asked them, which movie are you watching? We watched together. He don't amenyaga muthenya mugima ona matire mararia tondu gutiere nginya mugate kana nothing. I made sure my house was empty. And then I came, sat, watched with them. Giona my son yaja kodorana, what are we eating? You know that? My daughter looked at me like there's nothing in the fridge. You know that look of from a child? And I knew that is what they meant by that look. I assumed them. And then my son said, Mom, uregire guturugira niki? Ngimura nginyo tiregire gukurugira niki? Gutiri na mutu wa ngima. He said, he was like 14, 15, I think. Mom, we don't know how to cook. Githamba ngithie toro. Magithie riko eri. At the age of 15, surprisingly, let me tell you, makihagira mai, ona matigotheruka, magikira mutu wa ngima, magikoroga. The girl cut the cabbage, they were big like this. Let me tell you, they had stomachache the whole day. The following day, I went and I ate outside. I'm telling you this because it's sensitive and it's good. Then when I came the following day, they were really hungry because it was on a weekend. There was no school, so it was good. That's the only time, good time to train them. My son asked me, Mom, gimeruga go atia? Gimura, agira mai, matheruka ujite. Matheruka gimura, ikira mutu, and I showed him practically how to do it. When it came to rice, I told them, go to YouTube and watch how to cook rice. And eventually they knew how to cook. My daughter age gukimira njahi uguo no usirie nginya uigue no aria njahi. We have to teach our children how to cook. Parents, immigrants, let us not sacrifice other things on behalf of our children. Morals. No nginya tumathomithie morals. No nginya tumere this is wrong, this is right. It's good you teach them, but does not mean 100% they are going to follow what you are telling them. But at least you have done your work. When you have done your work and your child go out of way, ona ithe tutiarega, twaturaga tumaga exit. But at least we remember how our parents used to tell us. We can remember when we are growing, we went out of exit all the time. But right now we remember, oh, my mom told me this before I took a wrong exit. When you do your job, at least even if your child go away from your out of wrong exit, at least you'll be saying in the damn way than your child going away from exit and he was not there for your child. So my friends, there are many things to talk about. As I said, tatawashiana. Let us try to put God first in our families. Let us try to take our children to church. Let us try to have a temple in the house. Let us be praying every day. Read the Bible for them. Muthenya waku wa kiumia korwo ti wira wa kawaida urathie tiga kuonia mwana waku ati mbeca ni ciratongoria muno. Let us teach them about God. Let us teach them to fear God. Let us teach them the way of God. Tondu riri Ngai andu aitu tondu bururi uyu ni muritu. Bururi uyu ti ta Kenya ungira mwana thi gwa cucu wao thi gwa tata wao. Bururi uyu ni uri kaundu ka loneliness. Ucoke nawe kana nanie tutige ciana nyumba tumatigire media maundu macio mangi makonie thimu nake. Maybe I'll make another topic and I want we discuss. I'm not going to say that I know everything. I want to say what I have ever done. Some of these things are very wrong I have done and I need correction in your comments, but it's always good to teach them to manage what we are working hard for. I want to tell you guys I love you so much. I am loving your kids. That's why I'm coming here. I want to raise points that can help each other. God bless you guys and I love you so much. Let us teach them how to have their personal skills, how to survive, how to go about all these things, how to manage themselves, how to manage small money, all these things. Because at the end of the day, si tutarudi kwetu. So Ngai amurathime na mwike wega. I love you.